You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
I was interviewed by WNYC Radio regarding the rag, the LGBTQ hit piece that was put out on me the other day. And the interview is scheduled to run today. They haven't told me what time it's going to run. They allowed me to cross tape, and so it's going to be aired. But one of the things that I did in there is I invited all of the New York media, and this invitation still stands. I invite every member or any interested member of the New York media to come to our church any hour of the day or night and see if you can find a locked basement. We don't have one. I invite any and every member of the New York media or global media, if that is necessary, to come to our church at any time and interview any of our members at any time about brainwashing or bank accounts or any of that at any time. They can come. And that's a standing invitation if they're interested in the truth and interested in the justice. I think that one of the sad things, however, is that the fellow I identified as thug number one, his family is here, and it's very painful for them. But I can tell you this young man will be forever known as the boy who lied about being locked in a church basement for 3 days with no food. No matter how old he gets or where he goes, that is what he's going to be known for. The boy who lied about being locked in a church basement for 3 days. And it was a lie against the church and a lie against the people. The woman with the demons will be forever known as the grandma who left because she was in love with the demon spirit. These people will be, they will never, and that's sad, but they will never live it down, what they have done, because it's a lie, and it's going to be proven to be a lie. Every last one of them will live their lives with this hanging over their heads. They go to a college and apply. They go for a job and apply. Aren't you the boy that said that you were locked in a church basement and you lied? And then there is the other segment of it. Aren't you the boy that taped the pastor? And aren't you the group, that gang that taped the pastor? And wherever they go, if they're sitting down with their college professor, the college professor has to be aware that he might be taped. If they're out on a date with their girlfriends, the girlfriends have to be aware that he might be taping this. Or if he's working at McDonald's or some other job, that entire gang that I made mention of, that's a part of this entire process, have to now be concerned. Is he taping me? Is she taping me? We don't know. Don't say anything that you don't want broadcast on the daily news if you're in the presence of any of these people, including Grandma and Junior, will be known for these purposes for the rest of their days. I'm in one way glad that, or I don't know, glad is the best word, but now that this hit piece led by the LGBTQ has made its way into the national scene, the truth will be known. There is no locked basement here. There is no brainwashing. There is no boy locked in a basement for 3 days. And so now that this will be known, it will now identify wherever these people go for the rest of their days. Their names will be associated with secretly taping people, lying on the church, and seeking to destroy their very own families in a maniacal and sadistic way. But if the opportunity for us to hear that broadcast, we're going to go to it live on radio, and we're asking every other media, New York or otherwise, please come to our church and see if there's any basement locked in this church. See if interview the members. I'll let you interview anybody, talk to anybody you want to talk to, a member of this congregation. That invitation is open now to the media as a result of the LGBTQ hit job using these fools to try to take down our church. You know, Grandma, she came to this church 20 years ago. She was a broken woman. She was a battered woman. She was an abused woman. Her husband was a runaway alcoholic, a stumble bum drunk. And she was living with that. And she came and she counseled with me upon first coming to the church about her living conditions, about her husband. Now, I'm not sure whether this was her second marriage, or I know that he was not the father of her children. I think she's had several fathers of her children by different men. And now she's stuck with this guy. And all her life, she's been like the woman at the well. So she came here 20-some years ago. I took her in. As you very well know, we do that with people. And I counseled her. I helped her to deal with the fact that she was an abused woman. Her alcoholic husband would never come to church. But, you know, we took her in and we loved and we nurtured her here in this church. When she came to the church as in the ministry, I would ask her, what did she do? She said she was a nurse. And I asked, an RN? And the reason why is because I was thinking to myself how great it would be to have a school nurse. Are you an RN? She gave some answer. I'm not sure what it was. But whatever it was a lie. She doesn't have an RN. She doesn't have a graduate degree. She lied to me. She lied to me. And when we would have a medical situation, I'd say, go get her. And she would be as befuddled and confused about what to do. Bennett fell off the roster here. She knew what to do. And we've had other circumstances. I knew more about Band-Aids and temperature than she did. She lied to me. She lied. I took her in. And, but she was here for 20 years. And I've forgiven her for the lies. So her life got cleaned up, as many of your lives have been. Y'all can't sit here and brag about nothing. You were raggedy when you came here too, so let's be straight about what we can be straight about, right? But you got to act together. I was teaching this morning about how Jesus says that when demons are cast out of you, be very careful, because that demon, if he can't find somebody else, he'll come back to you. That's in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 12, verse 45. I cast those sexual perversion demons out of that woman. I did. I counseled with her, and I cast them out of her. And for 20 years, she walked in this church quietly but fervently, praying, worshiping, giving, and serving, because I cast those demons out of her. And y'all saw her walk. You saw her. And after casting those demons out, I was telling about the event of my casting demons out of I'm dealing with 3 people right now. One is a necromancer problem, the other is a witchcraft problem, and the other just a demon problem. And I state, when I cast demons out, they go out. But the problem what you have to do is you have to stay close to the church. Because if you don't, Jesus said, and I didn't say that, but Jesus said the demons will come back. And when they come back, they're going to bring their friends with them. And it's going to be worse than it was on the first demon inhabitation. So she met Junior. He's demon possessed. There's no doubt about that. He's a very, very sick man. You know, Junior married a woman, brought up from Jamaica. He married her. And I guess the woman that he married was able to determine quickly that he's a very sick man. Within 1 month, she divorced him, called the police on him, and threw him in jail. I think Bob Unger, who'd been sucking up to him, went out and bailed him out. But being divorced quickly, and this is his second divorce because he was married once before. So now he starts hitting on members of the church, this demon-possessed person. And the woman that he married was the best friend of grandma. When the woman came from Jamaica, she lived in the house with grandma. That's right. So then grandma turns and start, with Junior, her best friend's husband. Anyway, he hit on a couple other women in the church. I'm not going to call their names. And it was against my counsel that I found them dating grandma, and I dismissed him from the church because of what he was doing. And I discovered that Grandma was said that they have a mad love affair going on. She said, love is in the air. You can feel it everywhere. In that West Indian accent. Madly in love with Junior. And so when I dismissed Junior, I didn't dismiss her. I had no problem with her. I understood she had been played. But she was so deeply in love with them, she walked out this church, walked off her job, walked away from her family, walked away from you, all to be with Junior. Yeah. The Bible says the demon will go find 7 demons worse than the demon you had before you came to the Outlaw Church. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's what happened to a woman that we call her grandma. In this church, we call her grandma. I cast a demon out of her 20 years ago. I did. And now the demons in her now are 7 times more wicked than the demon she had when she first got here. I'm telling you. That's what I'm not making this up. I'll read it. Then, in case you can't read, then goeth he, meaning the demon, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that woman or man is worse than the first. I'm telling you what happened. I saw it. The members of the ATLAH Church saw this unfold right before our very eyes. Right before our very eyes. And the man that Grandma took up with was worse, and she's had men all her life, all kinds of men. That woman had all kinds, and the man she took up with, I call him Junior, is worse than any man she ever had. 7 times more worse. I'm telling you this right now. So and Jesus said, even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.